I was asked to make a video on intrusive thoughts relating to harm and self-harm. Just to be clear, this is not about somebody who's truly experiencing suicidal or homicidal ideations. These are about intrusive thoughts, and the topic is basically some version of, what if I kill myself? What if I hurt myself? What if I hurt somebody else? And so again, when it comes to intrusive thoughts, the content doesn't matter. The content is irrelevant. All thoughts. We call them intrusive thoughts. I don't really love the term. Thoughts, okay? So here's these particular group of thoughts that are usually phrased with some version of a what if or a visualization, or you imagine something happening that you don't like, okay? And for the sake of this call, I'm not even going to use that as the content. I'm going to use something else as the content. And you'll see it doesn't really matter the content is. The problematic part of how we deal with thoughts comes after we've had the experience of the thought. Instead, I'm going to use frogs, okay? Let's say you're walking down the street one day and you see a frog sitting there. You're like, that's a frog. And then you have a thought, what if I lick that frog? Okay? That's it. Just a thought pops up. Here's the frog. Then I have a thought, what if I lick that frog? Okay? So far, what I've explained is normal human experience. You're walking, you've noticed, identified something, and your brain came up with the thought of something that you could do, should you choose to, okay? So far, there's no problem here. Having that particular thought is not problematic. What comes after that experience is usually where the problem starts, okay? So if here's the frog, I'm walking, I see the frog, I think, what if I lick that frog? Here's where the problem starts. Oh my God, what's wrong with me? Why would I think about licking that frog? Do I want to lick the frog? Oh my God, crazy people lick frogs. I don't want to lick a frog. Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh, and just thinking that thought makes me feel gross. Oh no, when I had that thought, I felt my body almost move towards the frog a little bit. And I felt my mouth salivate a little. Does that mean I actually want to lick a frog? Oh my God, I better make sure I don't lick that frog. And so then you walk past the frog, and as you're walking past, you're basically telling yourself some version of, okay, there's the frog. All right, it's coming close. Don't lick the frog. Don't lick the frog. Don't lick the frog. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Try. Gotta try not to lick this frog. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Don't lick it. Oh my God, thank goodness. Oh, that was so awful. And so now from that point on, now you have treated thoughts about licking frogs as danger, as if your body was about to lose control, right? Well, I don't want to lick a frog. Okay, I definitely would not choose to lick a frog. But what if I lose control and I lick a frog? I've heard that happen before. I've heard people lose control and they start licking frogs. I don't want to be a frog licker. Oh my gosh. And then what if I start licking frogs and I never stop? And now it's a decision I make and I can't go back. So better make sure I never lick this frog. What? You didn't have a problem until you started treating a thought of a problem as a problem. Okay? You can think about licking frogs all day long, but you can choose to lick a frog or you can choose to not lick a frog. We seem to forget human beings have the capacity for free will, that we are in charge of our actions and behaviors. And when it comes to getting stuck in these cycles and these types of thoughts, we think basically some version of, I'm going to have these thoughts, and eventually these thoughts are going to be too much to handle. These thoughts are telling me something, and if I don't control these thoughts, they're going to take over, and my body's just going to go into frog licking mode, and I will have no say in the matter. I'm going to lose some sort of control and do the thing I don't want to do. So better make sure I don't do the thing I don't want to do by fighting the idea of the thing I don't want to do. That does not stop you from licking frogs. That creates a disordered relationship with your thoughts about licking frogs. That's the difference. Whether the content is about frog licking or punching your boss or murder, violence, sexual thoughts, whatever thoughts, if you had an idea of something you don't particularly like, or you can imagine yourself doing something. I had this thought of kicking the dog. Now you then doing something to make sure you never kick dogs and need to know for sure. I need certainty that I will never do that terrible thing I don't want to do. I need to know for sure that I will never, ever, ever, ever lick frogs. Good luck. Now you are stuck in a cycle, a desperate search for certainty in the world of uncertainty. Because then if you have a creative brain, we find all good traps for us to fall into. Well, what if somebody was going to murder her whole family and they said, if you lick the frog, we won't murder their family? Oh, then absolutely I would lick the frog. Oh my gosh, no, you would lick the frog. And so you see, we find these ways to just trap ourselves when there was no problem to begin with. The problem happened after I noticed the frog, after I had a thought, after I noticed how that thought made me feel. None of those were problems up until I then decided something needs to be done because that thought bothered me and I need to somehow control the future from happening by fighting thoughts I don't like. That is how we get stuck in the cycle of intrusive thoughts, regardless of the topic. If you are spending all day trying to not kill yourself when you don't actually want to kill yourself, you're just fighting thoughts of what if I kill myself, they're not making you any more or less safe. They're just keeping you in a state of distress. They're keeping you in fight mode. And you are creating anxiety. Anxiety is going to keep cranking out as long as your body sees you're still fighting something. So your body will continue to send you survival energy for whatever it is you're surviving through. And I'm just here to tell you, you do not need to survive through thoughts. Thoughts are not danger. Thoughts about danger are not danger. Thoughts of things you could do are not right now danger. You don't fight away thoughts of things you could do to keep yourself safe. You are in charge of your actions and behaviors. You are not in charge of what random spontaneous thoughts pop up, but you are in charge of how you treat them.